Wally Show, Aftercast, all the things we did not get to during the course of the show today. We've had some potties swing by, and we have Cindy and Glenn from California, and she's like, "You're not going to make me talk, are you?" And I'm like, "Why?" She's like, I would say something stupid." I'm like, "Well, you are in good company here." But thank you so much for coming by. You cannot ever say anything dumb on this station or this show for sure. And also, she said 2 of her kids, Brittany and Allie, listen to the podcast all the time. So she has another kid, but we didn't talk about that one. What's that one's name, Cindy? Tiffany. I don't know if Tiffany likes the podcast as much.
It's not Allie, it's Natalie.
Natalie? Well, why'd she say Allie?
I'm sorry.
Do you have another kid?
You didn't hear me.
Yeah.
I probably wrote it wrong.
Yeah.
Honestly,
definitely.
I have a feeling she knows her kids, and I did not hear it right. So Natalie. So there we go. Brittany and Natalie also love the podcast.
And
so
Tiffany.
Guys rule. Well, she didn't say Tiffany likes it.
Tiffany's like this redheaded stepchild.
Yeah. The black sheep of the family, that Tiffany.
Tiffany, she's the worst.
She is the worst, isn't she? Right now, Natalie and Brittany are like, we know, we've been saying this forever. All right, so let's dive into some of the stuff we didn't get to on the show today. This one I gotta nuance this one a smidge because it's a really weird story. There is a teacher, a high school English teacher, who got placed on administrative leave because she had an OnlyFans site to supplement her income. And if you don't know what OnlyFans is, it's a pay site that people do things that are not really good. You know, it goes in the pornography realm, you know, kind of thing.
Okay.
So what? What's your face?
I'm just waiting to see where this is going to go.
Yeah, me too. So anyway, no, I am going to redeem it, and here's why. Okay, so the superintendent in a statement said that the district was made aware of what she was doing, that it was inappropriate, and they have sought legal counsel, but they've suspended her. And he said there's an expectation that teachers should be the moral leaders of students. And she said, well, I do not disagree. She said, I thought I was just hired to teach the curriculum, and that's what I was doing, and that should all that matters. My beliefs, my other stuff shouldn't matter. But here's what I thought was interesting. This is the whole reason I brought it up. You have a superintendent that says teachers should be the moral leaders of students, okay? Look at what they are doing in our public schools all across the country. They're having drag queens that they are hiring as principals. So if you're going to hold this teacher to this standard of morality for her OnlyFans site, then you could not, in any stretch of the imagination, hire a drag queen to be a principal. The two equate. Neither one of those is a healthy moral type activity.
But one of them is looked upon as bad and the other is not.
Exactly. One is accepted because they have given it the green light or the stamp of approval because you're brave, you're bold, you're stepping out, you're living your best life, all of that stuff. But here's the thing about this, okay? I'm on a mini rant, but the thing about this is, if they have said that this lady is immoral with her actions, this is, in law, everything is precedent. So this lady she's going to fight this, obviously, but what she's going to inevitably do is if she wins this case to say that she's not immoral, if she wins this case, it could have big implications on what we do and what we allow with our kids in schools. If she loses this case and they say, no, this is immoral, you shouldn't be able to do this, that also has precedence in the fact that then you could make the case, well, why would we let a drag queen be a principal? We cannot have that. That is two worlds that are mixing, just like this OnlyFans site and teaching. The two worlds became blurred. Even though she did none of her stuff at school, you know, and didn't break those rules, there's an expectation of morality. And that expectation she is being held to. Why would we not then hold everybody to that? And they have to then define what is morality. So this could actually be a really great conversation to finally, once and for all, get a better handle on what is moral. It's a great conversation to have in public schools for our kids' sake, you know, to see where it goes.
Because it's kind of like, what is it when you're like, you say it's a saying where it's like the girls can do it, but the guys can't.
A double standard.
It's a double standard,
Right.
exactly. And so I don't think people understand that it is a double standard, and so this is going to bring that to light. So yeah, maybe there is a somewhat redeeming quality.
Yeah, there could be something good that comes out of this, because if you're forced to say this is bad, this is bad, this is bad, this is good, this is bad, at least you have a roadmap. Because right now it's the wild, wild west, and it changes. Who knows, from district to district to anything, it's just whatever that group of people feels is acceptable. And so they need to have some sort of common denominator to do two things. One, make a better environment for our kids, but two, at least make it fair so you know your parameters. Like for me, coming to Christian radio from mainstream shock jock radio, I had parameters that I had to learn to work in. And I was having to knock off all my edges that I had, to work inside of those boundaries. But once I figured out where those guardrails were, I could do my job effectively in those guardrails, and I know where they are. And when I step out of them, if I choose to, then I know there's going to be consequences for me if I choose to. And there are times I do, but I know it's coming. But I know where the boundaries are, and so that's the thing for this. Boundaries are healthy for people. They really are. They're healthy for kids. We think we're doing our kids these big giant favors by being like these grazing, free range parents. Like, oh, let them experience, do everything they want to do. Kids need boundaries. People need boundaries. We all do. And it can help us actually. It's one of the kinder things you can do for people. So I just thought that was a super, super interesting.
And it's important too for I think public schools for this battle to be waged well, because I'm starting to very much understand the notion of parents wanting to either send their kids to a private school or send their kids to or
homeschool.
Do homeschool.
Absolutely.
Because they either can trust the environment that they're sending them to or create the environment that is good for them. And
the problem is not everybody has access to that.
Not everybody can afford the private schools because they're expensive. Insane, and not everybody's meant to teach. Like, even if it's your kids, I personally, I don't want to homeschool my kids. Or you can't
because you've got to work.
Exactly.
And that's the thing. You shouldn't have to. That's the whole idea of public education, is that it's to provide education for kids. And it's to provide education. Yeah. Not all of this ridiculous not morality, but this ridiculous agenda setting. Yeah. And teach them how to read, write, and do math. And let's be good at that stuff. Let's not worry about all the other nonsense that we keep injecting.
I think that there's an argument to be made for school because it's the only time that usually kids get to operate outside of their parents' jurisdiction. And so it is sort of their introduction into the real world and to see how things work when mom and dad aren't around. But I think that you lose that notion of just kind of I think it's a place for socializing, like learning how to be
they have to learn social skills
versus learning the ins and outs of agendas of the world. That's why I think you're right, is that agendas don't have a place in school as much as just learning how to be around each other and create and learn how to make friends and to do activities and learn the things that are, need to be taught to these kids.
Minority of loud, broken adults pushing their agenda on kids is wrong, and that shouldn't be there. And I will stand by that statement.
It is a minority.
You can cancel. Yes, it is.
That's crazy.
We are being controlled in this country by the mood swings of the minority, and you cannot do that. That's what a democracy is about: is majority rules. But the one faction is so loud and so punitive when you don't agree with them that you are automatically labeled as hate speech. If you, that's the craziest thing where we've gotten to. If you talk about just being a believer and they're like, that's hate speech. What are you talking about? Well, you hate me. I didn't say that. I don't agree with you. I don't hate you. Don't hate you at all. Mm-hmm. But I can tell you this. If I was in a school district where they hired a drag queen as my principal for my daughter, I would be looking at other options. Yeah. I would look at private school, but then if I couldn't afford that, then you got homeschool, or I would make a petition of it, like a rezoner then, I'm not going to ascribe to what you believe is the ideology that I have to accept, because I do not have to. That's the beauty of this country.
I think what would have to happen is if you're going to say that people can't push that agenda at schools, then you're probably also going to face a similar line of thinking, being that they'll say, no, you can't have teachers trying to convert kids to Christianity.
They already do, but they already do that.
No, I know. I'm saying if they do away with one thing, if they do away with all, I still think that's a good thing. In the sense that I don't need the victory of them cutting the agenda part out and me going, oh, well, they should still be allowed to ask kids to, or they should
pray
still be able to
teach
Jesus. And you can say that they can't do all that. I do like the idea of school just being a great neutral ground.
Yeah, I think it should
what
be,
it should
actually.
be.
Yeah. So I have one more thing real quick. You had done the story about Drew Barrymore when she had her talk show. And so she was going to do her talk show despite the writer's strike. And then she got pushback from all the writers and then was like, okay, not just JK, not doing that. And so out of respect, I'm not going to do that. Well, then the writer's strike is over. So now all these people are going back to work again. So she's like, yay, we're going back to work. 3 of her writers declined to come back and work. And you're like, what? So now you're still unemployed, but okay.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Like, are they making it harder?
I think they're making a
themselves?
statement. Like,
Well, is it worth it?
She tried to break the strike or whatever, or went against it, and so they're
But they're
going to not
easily
do it.
replaceable, I would think.
Yeah, dude. There's thousands of out of work writers.
Yeah, so your message isn't going to get far.
Yeah, I just thought that was interesting that it's like, okay, you won, now you can go back to work. And they're like, no, I'm not going back to work for her. But I get that. Hey, man, that's free will, free choice.
Democracy.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want. If you don't want to work for somebody, you don't have to. That's a beautiful thing. Lady Rock, what you got?
So this is like I promised during the Rock Report. I played 3 clips of screams
Yes.
from different rock songs.
Oh, you have a lot, too.
I pulled 5.
I love it.
So these are well-known rock songs with the well-known screams. Some are what most people would consider the best screams.
I went 3 for 3 on the show. If you've already listened to the show, I did get all 3. Now, it's tougher getting the songs.
You got 2.5.
I think I should just be able to tell you who the singer is.
I think the
so you
band-
get to make the rules of the game.
Yeah,
it's
I think
my
so.
game.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
You be you.
Okay. Here's the first one. See if you can name it.
Okay. Oh, Aerosmith, Steven Tyler. Dream on, dream on.
Don't try and
dream
recreate.
on. Then he goes to the extra high.
I know. I know.
Yeah, nice.
I know.
Okay.
He is
And
only meant to do.
It's not good when you recreate it.
I'm just hoarse today. I could normally do
it's not
that.
just being hoarse.
I could
It's
get
not
that
just
one.
Sound normal
There's
to me.
a lot of
Dream
a
on.
lot of other factors.
Dream until your dream comes.
Okay, number 2.
All right, here we go. Oh, the Beatles. They say you want a revolution. Now, I don't know who yelled, if that was John, Paul, Ringo, or
Paul McCartney.
That was Paul that yelled? Okay, I wasn't sure. I never knew that one. Because I don't see John yelling. He's too passive.
He's too peaceful. Okay, number 3.
All right, I'm killing this. Oh,
They're at the end.
You went old school. You went old school on that one. I have no idea what the song is. I think that's Joe Cocker.
What song?
I have no idea.
With a little help from my friends.
Oh, okay. Well, that's also the Beatles did that song too. Okay, yeah. That's
Okay, so
old. That's old school.
That
That
was
one
cool.
doesn't even. That
was
doesn't
cool.
even really count.
Nah, it was great.
I make the rules.
I know, but that one shouldn't even count. That's not really a rock
You can say
scream.
should all you want.
I know,
but
Joe
it does
Cocker's-
count. So you got 2.5.
Oh, you're the worst.
All right, number 4.
Yes.
Yikes.
What in the world? That's like a 50s song. It's got to be Little Richard. It has to be Little Richard.
Okay. What's
Is
the
it?
name? Yes.
Okay.
What's the name of the song?
Tutti Frutti? No, there's no way.
No, it's Good Golly Miss Molly.
Good golly, Miss Molly. Okay, yeah, that
So
was his other one.
3.5.
Okay, I'm still getting all the people, which should really count. Okay,
And
last.
finally.
What? Oh, okay. That took me a minute. That is the Godfather of Soul, James Brown, and good God, help me now. I feel it's not. I feel good though.
He doesn't sing that song.
He doesn't think I feel good. What? Yeah, I feel good. Da na 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 na.
That's not him. That's
What is that? It's James Brown.
As far as a quick Google search tells
Yeah,
me.
I feel good.
Or maybe-
I knew that I would. Glenn knows. There's no way. Glenn, does what's his face? Glenn, tell me.
Oh, he's looking at
Oh, he's looking. He doesn't even know.
No, Glenn should know this one.
I don't know.
I feel
I'm not
good.
even-
Na-na-na-na-na.
I feel good.
Yeah. let's
Okay,
see.
you're right. James
Yes,
Brown.
thank you very much.
Oh, don't even because not
Don't
that
even be
long
right.
ago. No, because not that long ago you said, "Oh, I'm big fans of so and so and so and so and so and so."
Oh, that was Blink 182, and I couldn't
And
name
you
a song.
couldn't even name a
I know. I
song.
panicked. What's my name again? There you go. I did it just now. You got me on the spot.
So all that to say, out of 5 points, you got 4.5 points. So mediocre.
Well
Well
done.
done.
Mediocre. It's still a 95.
Yeah, it's a 90%.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go.
But that wasn't the name of the song. Wait, you never even got the name of the song.
I don't even know what the song is. I have no idea.
It's Get Up Off That Thing.
Get
Get up off of that thing.
I've never.
So instead of 5 points, you've got 4.
You are so small. You're so small.
Just taking things
Call
from
me
you.
Petty Betty.
Petty Betty. That's true.
That's fine.
Nice.
What do you got, Lady Rock? Do you got some birthdays?
I don't, but I do have a question.
All right, go for it.
This one is from Melissa. She said, my aunt and I watch The Golden Bachelor.
Oh, my.
Bachelor in Paradise, but they watch them separately. So
Seems
her
good.
mom is her aunt is at her house. Melissa is at her house. But during the shows, we text each other on what we think of it.
Oh, that would drive my wife nuts. My wife hates it when I talk to her in the shows. When my daughter's home, my daughter and I, we talk the whole time and we comment on everything. And my wife is like, guys.
That's hard to believe.
Please. I know, but it's fun. That's what makes it fun. Like you said, you didn't want to watch Golden Bachelor by yourself.
It is fun, but I'm saying it's hard to believe that you like to talk.
I know, right?
What?
Would you ever want to come over and watch Golden Bachelor with my wife and I? And if you would you talk? Could we talk about it during the show?
Yes.
Okay, then you're welcome.
Oh, now I'm welcome.
Yes, because I don't want another person that's going to shush me.
So is that 2-1 on the talkative people during the show?
Yeah.
So would Marty not like it then?
Yeah, she would hate it.
She's 2 people talking?
Yeah, she would hate it, but
So
that's
maybe
fine.
I shouldn't.
No,
do it.
you should.
No,
You should.
because I want the leftovers that she has, like macaroni and cheese.
Yeah.
She'll
and
still
all
hook you
buffalo
up.
dip.
She'll still hook you up. You just have to look like you get side-eyed and shushed every once in a while. And then you just keep going.
You can take a shush.
You're a pro at it.
Yeah.
The question is, what is a fun or unique way to stay in contact with your family?
I have no idea.
No, you do know. You and Haley.
Me and Haley, TikTok.
Yeah, your daughter.
Yeah.
He'll send her random TikToks. Do y'all even communicate outside of the TikTok videos, or texting wise? Or is it just
we text and I'll call her every once in a while. There's time I don't get to see her as much as Marty because Marty has more free time than I do. For example, I haven't seen her until recently. I hadn't seen her for 5 months, and I hate that. And then she came home, and then I'm going to see her next week for a vacation, which is great. Mm-hmm. But we'll text. Usually the TikTok leads to a text conversation. Like we send it to each other, we laugh about it, we comment on it, and then it's a quick little interchange like that. And then I'll call her every once in a while just when I want to hear her voice, or if like Marty will tell me, she's not great today. And then I'll usually call her because I want to hear her voice and see if I can make her laugh.
Yeah, I think my dad and I we do similar. My dad is 69, so he doesn't do TikTok. But then again, do 55-year-olds? Yes.
Yeah, we do.
But I think if my dad got on TikTok, I think he would easily find himself in your shoes, Wally.
Oh, he would love it.
Yeah,
and he would send you things that he knows for you are funny.
He used to hold out with Facebook, and then he got Facebook, and now he's always sending me videos on Facebook.
Because that's the thing. It is a connection point because I know her sense of humor and she knows mine. And so when we see something that's works with that, then it is a connection. And I know people could devalue that, but it's great for me because again, a lot of times you don't have much in common with a 24-year-old,
right? Well, and I'm thinking back to because she's asking for unique ways that you stay in
I thought
contact.
that was a good one. Yeah.
Yeah. When my dad was working for a country station, there were certain songs that he knew I liked. And so he would know when I was listening because there were certain time frames. And so he would always play one of the songs that I really liked.
Nice.
And I would know, he's playing it because he knows I'm listening.
That's
and he knows
great.
that I like it. So I would say those are unique ways of showing people that you care.
Do you remember the Circle Bunny songs we used to do?
Mm-hmm.
The Circle Bunny songs were one of my favorite things. My daughter and I used to have a lullaby that I would sing to her every night and did it for years, even when she was older. And what we started doing is, because I used to work at nights here, is we would have artists come in and I would give them the words of what I sang to her, but not a melody or anything. And then they would have to make up a song about the Circle Bunnies, put it to music. And it was because my daughter, I wasn't seeing her at night because I was here working. And so she would get to hear these little songs that we would play. And we had every artist that came in almost, we had them do it. And there were some really good ones at different times. And stuff. Like Toby did them. And so it was cool.
Mm-hmm. And two, I watched a video not that long ago. I think it was a TikTok video where this man, he would get off at a certain, No, he would go to work at a certain time, but he would take the long way to get to work because he passed by his daughter's house every morning.
Oh, that's cool.
And every morning around 7 a.m., he would honk the horn.
Yeah.
And that was her way of knowing that, my dad's driving by kind of thing.
Yeah, I love that. What about you, Gavin?
I'm probably like the worst at communicating with my parents. I don't call enough or probably text as much
I'm
as
bad
I
at it
should.
too. Trust me, I'm
it's
bad at it.
It's just not a
too.
thing that I've held up to on my end. I do, I get to do like fantasy football with my dad, and that's something that and we talk sports all the time. That's always been like one of our great connectors. I'm not. I really need to call my mom more often.
When was the last time you talked to him?
I don't know.
Do your siblings do better at it?
No.
Oh, they're all
actually
bad?
My brother lives at home, so that's not fair.
Yeah, that's easy for
That's
him.
not fair.
Okay, yes.
And I've heard he just goes to his room and plays dungeons, and so I mean,
so the nut doesn't fall too far
he's
from
still
the tree.
home.
That's what you'd be doing
No,
too.
he's the dungeon master. I'm just
The dungeon master.
You're just the wizard.
He's the best.
Oh, that's
What about your
funny.
sister?
My sister, I think, is probably better at it than I am. I don't really know how much she calls or texts. She lives in Colorado, she's about 6 hours away from my parents, and I know she's going home this weekend. My mom's birthday is on Monday. Happy birthday, Mom! Shout out.
No, that's not good enough.
No, of course not. I'm going to call her.
Oh, okay.
Get her a card and
I
everything.
didn't know.
No. That's, but I shouldn't be a son that just banks on birthday calls and every once in a while calls, because we're not going home for like we don't know if we're going home for the holidays or not. Just because money and
Your
student
poor
loans
mama.
and all that stuff.
Bless
So
her. She misses her little redheaded boy.
this is the kind of thing where I'm like, I'm not going to say that I'm going to call just because we brought this topic up. Haley's heading out of town this upcoming weekend, so I was going to hop on and call my mom and my dad.
Well, you get time to yourself. That's nice.
I do, yeah. But
I did find a couple Circle Bunnies I want to play, because the people who have listened to the show for a long time know this, but like not everybody does. Here is one from Jeremy Camp. I don't even remember what all these sound like. It's a long intro.
Let's go see the circle bunnies spinning around our head. Let's go see the circle bunnies, the ones above our bed.
I mean, it's textbook Jeremy Camp right there, is it not?
Let's go see
Sounds
the
just like him.
bunnies
One of the
spinning
funniest
the whole
ones
night
was by
through.
Down Here, because they're Canadian. And they did it in French.
Let's go be viewing the circle rabbits, the ones orbiting our brains.
He's translating it.
Allons voir les lapins qui tournent en rond, là-haut dans ton sommeil.
Let's go be viewing the circle rabbits.
And that's Mark, the guy who does all of the stuff, the Queen stuff.
Voir les lapins qui tournent en rond, allons-y ma fillette.
Let's go be viewing
One of my favorites. And then, of course, you got Toby. You can't do anything without having a little Toby in your life, right?
All right, so the Circle Bunny song. Ow, I got a little something for you. It's Toby Mac, baby, and I brought my Uncle Funk. What you got, boy? This goes out to you, Haley. Circle Bunny song, girl. Come on. It's Uncle Funk and Toby.
He killed it.
Yeah, that's
In a
good
good
stuff.
way.
Yeah, that's good stuff. So there you
so
go.
old school.
That's a little bit of that, and that is going to have to do it for our Aftercast for today. I'm sorry, no Aftercast tomorrow, because I am headed out on vacation, and I need to get out as soon as possible. But Cindy and Glenn, thank you so much for stopping by as potties. Brittany, Natalie, and Tiffany, their daughters, they got you some great stuff, so make sure you hit them up. Expensive stuff, too. So make sure you ask
What a
for it when they
promise.
get home. And that's going to do it for your Aftercast. Thanks for being a potty.
Growing up in poverty has never been easy for children, but with the added challenges of the pandemic, conflict, and natural disasters, families around the world are facing an unprecedented food crisis. Unfortunately, those who are already hungry are now even more desperate. But by sponsoring a child through compassion, you can help provide life-sustaining essentials such as food and clean water. And with your compassionate support, that child can not only survive, but also flourish. You can find out how and choose a child to sponsor when you click on the compassion banner at wayfm.com.